Willie Nelson's journey to legendary status began in Abbott, Texas, a small, dusty town that held little promise. Born on April 29, 1933, Willie entered the world amid the struggles of the Great Depression. His parents, Ira and Mile Marie, were both very young when they had him. Ira at 20 and Mile at 16, married not out of love but necessity, struggling to survive in a world that seemed to offer little hope. When Willie was just 6 months old, his parents walked away, leaving him and his sister Bobby behind. Their abandonment wasn't accompanied by dramatic goodbyes, just a void in their lives. Raised by his grandparents, Alfred and Nancy Nelson, Willie found solace in music, which his grandmother introduced him to at a young age. It was through music that Willie began to cope with the absence of his parents, finding a sense of belonging that life at home had failed to provide. Growing up with music, a lifeline. Amid hardship, Willie Nelson's early years were marked by poverty and emotional neglect. Raised by his grandparents, he learned that music was more than just a pastime. It was a means of survival. His grandmother, Nancy, a deeply religious woman, not only instilled the importance of faith, but also ensured that Willie learned to read music before he could even question life's hardships. At 6 years old, he was given his first guitar. By the time he was a teenager, music had become a way for Willie to express the pain and emptiness left by his parents' abandonment. In Abbott, Willie was already writing songs by the age of 10, showing maturity far beyond his years. He wasn't interested in school, but the songs he wrote reflected a deep understanding of life's struggles and joys, capturing the essence of the human experience with a wisdom few his age possessed. Leaving Abbott, the pursuit of a dream against all odds. As Willie Nelson grew older, his ambition pushed him beyond the confines of Abbott, Texas. With little more than a guitar and a notebook full of songs, he left the small town in search of something bigger. His journey wasn't one of fame and success right away. Instead, it was defined by hard work and struggle. After graduating from Abbott High School in 1950, he joined the U.S. Air Force, hoping that the military would provide him with direction. However, an injury quickly ended his service, and he returned to Texas, moving from one odd job to the next. He sold Bibles door to door, worked as a plumber's apprentice, and pumped gas. None of these jobs, however, fulfilled him. They were merely temporary stops as Willie waited for his true calling, music, to come alive. Struggling in the shadows, a musician finding his voice, while Willie Nelson struggled with a series of dead-end jobs, his passion for music never wavered. He continued to perform in honky-tonk bars, small radio stations, and local gigs where he earned little to no money. His big break seemed distant, but Willie was determined. During this time, he became a disc jockey in San Antonio and Vancouver, Washington, which allowed him to hone his skill in connecting with listeners. Through the radio, he learned how to speak to people as individuals, not just as an audience. But even as he began to find his voice behind the microphone, his personal life was in turmoil. His first marriage, to Martha Matthews, was marked by conflict. Overwhelmed by his constant absences, their relationship deteriorated, culminating in a painful divorce in 1962. Despite these personal struggles, Willie's music continued to evolve, laying the foundation for his eventual breakthrough. Nashville's rejection, the industry's indifference to a unique voice. In the early 1960s, Willie Nelson moved to Nashville with high hopes of breaking into the country music scene. Armed with a battered guitar, a notebook full of songs, and just $31 in his pocket, he arrived in Music City ready to make his mark. However, the Nashville music industry was not kind to him. The polished, mainstream sound that dominated Nashville at the time didn't have room for Willie's rough, unfiltered style. His voice was deemed imperfect, too raw, too unpolished for the market's tastes. Producers suggested that he should focus solely on songwriting and leave the performing to others who fit the more marketable image. The industry gatekeepers couldn't see the unique quality of his voice. To them, Willie was an outsider, and they dismissed him in favor of artists who fit the mold. Despite this rejection, Willie continued to write songs that would become hits for other artists, but his own dreams of being recognized as a performer seemed out of reach. A songwriter's triumph, reaching the masses through others. While Willie Nelson struggled to gain recognition as a performer, his songwriting career flourished. In 1961, Farron Young recorded Hello Walls, which became a #1 hit, followed by Billy Walker's recording of Funny How Time Slips Away. But the real breakthrough came with Patsy Cline's version of Crazy, a song that would eventually become a standard. Even though Willie had written these songs in obscurity, they reached the masses, earning him a place in music history. But the industry still refused to embrace him as an artist in his own right. The Nashville establishment had turned a blind eye to his raw, emotional delivery, and Willie was left to watch others profit from the songs he had written. Despite this, his resolve remained unshaken. He kept writing, knowing that his time would come. The struggle to be seen. Persistence amid indifference. The Nashville industry's refusal to see Willie Nelson for the unique artist he was only fueled his desire to prove them wrong. He kept writing, kept performing in small clubs, and kept living a life of struggle, believing that his moment would eventually arrive. His early years were filled with rejection, but they also shaped his resilience. He had seen firsthand how the industry overlooked authenticity in favor of a polished image. Despite this, Willie refused to compromise his music or his style. His determination to stay true to himself and his art, despite the industry's indifference, set the stage for his eventual success. It was this perseverance, this refusal to give up on his vision, that ultimately led to his breakthrough. Willie Nelson became a legend not because the world accepted him, but because he refused to change who he was and sang anyway. A legacy of longevity, Willie's journey to iconic status. Willie Nelson's journey to legendary status was not one of overnight success or mainstream acceptance. His rise to fame was slow, marked by years of struggle and rejection, but over time, his distinctive voice, raw authenticity, and unwavering commitment to his music began to resonate with the public. Willie's refusal to conform to the expectations of the music industry, combined with his ability to craft timeless songs, earned him a place at the heart of American music. His music became anthems for those who felt overlooked, marginalized, or misunderstood. Willie's legacy wasn't built on mainstream popularity, but on his unwavering dedication to his craft and his ability to connect with listeners on a deeply personal level. Through his authenticity, he became not just a country music icon, but a symbol of resilience in the face of adversity.